welcome to the Namibia Annual Sports Expo. My name is Andrew Poelman and I will be hosting some of the leading administrators of federations affiliated to the Namibia Sports Commission, as they will take us through some of the sports codes and what is happening in their sport codes, some of the highlights, some of the challenges, and what their sport is all about. Good day and welcome to this edition of the Namibia Annual Sports Expo. My name is Andrew Poelman, and today with us I think we have maybe one of the interesting umbrella bodies in Namibian sports, the Uniformed Forces. With us today we have Chief Inspector Kenneth Muatara. Welcome, Kenneth.
Thank you.
Some of you may know him as a boxing coach, and also, maybe just tell us where you fit into the organization of sports in the Uniformed Forces.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm Chief Inspector Kenneth Muatara. I'm the head of sport and recreational subdivision in the Namibian Police. I'm also the acting of a newly formed, as you say, Namibia Uniformed Forces umbrella body, which is established as the Act number 12 of 2003 of the Sport Commission, which is the act of the country, which is a governing body of the sport in the country. We are now a new format umbrella body where the Namibian Defence Force, the Namibian Police, and the Namibian Correctional Service are forming one group as to develop sport and look how we can move on.
Okay, so maybe just explain to people that don't know, so you do need to be affiliated to one of those armed forces in order to fall under your umbrella body?
Yeah, not my umbrella body, our umbrella body, yes. Because it's our, all Namibian are welcome. Like, I will give you an example as for the first question that many years ago, from 2001 when I came to Namibia, I was studying abroad, and I was a coach for Namibia volleyball team. We started a national team for boxing, where you hear people like Hitman, Moses, Paulo Sambuda, all of them that were civilian, they joined the Nampol Boxing Club. Then you go to many of the sport and women. Then, so, as your question says that any Namibian is welcome, civilian or uniformed, everybody is welcome to that umbrella body. That's only that now, as a per legal framework of the Sport Commission, you need to have an umbrella body which is recognized by the Act, so we cannot work in isolation. Then it's a uniform forces / service, because the correctional service is not a force, it's a service. Now you can affiliate, for example, city police can affiliate it, security company can affiliate it, anyone in this country who want to be part of that. Like, for example, our reservists, our women and men network, you can be part of it with proudly that everything that is done, you also gonna benefit for it.
Okay, so maybe just to give people an idea, there are a number of famous athletes that have come through the years, that has come through your organization. Maybe give us a few examples.
Yes, I can tell you, I don't want to say that if I tell you that one of the organizations in Namibia, which have contributed so much to the sport of the country, if people they know, is Uniformed Forces. If you go in the Namibian Defence Force, if you start saying Hilaria, if you start talking about Jafet Utoni, if you start talking about the marathonists, if I mention a lot of them, boxers, if you come to the Namibian Police, if you start talking about Julius Ndongo, Nakatila, Hitman Moses Paulos, Lavinia Haitope, if you, Beata Naigambo, if you come for any code, and the most important things, Jacob Mistake, the coach, Kenneth Muatara, myself, we are the people who have been in Olympic with the athlete, we have been Commonwealth in the athlete, Zone 4 with the athlete, we have brought medal, even Jonas, for example, before he win a gold in Commonwealth, it's us who take him to Gratlow. Scotland to win a first silver. So the contribution, even in this, any Olympic, always the Namibian Police, Namibian Defence Force, they are there, coaching or athlete. So it's a lot what we contribute to the sport of the country. Now, for talent identification on many, some are coming on. So the contribution, as you said, is so much that I don't think so is comparable to any code of sport in this country today.
Okay, so maybe tell us about some of the opportunities that are available to people, sports people, maybe from whichever sport codes that want to be affiliated with you.
Yes. Number one, we are working in all 14 regions. Like, for example, the Namibian Police have, in the all 14 regions, there is a sport officer. And also, when we were talking to members of the correctional service, they also make sure that all the regions are represented to one, they call it sport officer in the region, to facilitate through all the calendar of the year and everything. The Namibian Defence Force is the same. Now, doesn't mean only when you are in Windhoek. Anywhere you are, you can approach the Namibian Police or Namibian Correctional Service, or then you ask the sport who representing the sport in the region. Then through that, you can liaise with us. So you register. The registration fee, the constitution is there, how much it is, how it's been done. We are working on it, and it's official. Then from there, you say your coach sport which you want. Then we allocate that. If it's netball, the netball coach in the region is here. The timetable or the hour which you have to come and train is that. If it's soccer, it's still the same in all 14 regions. We have that. We have a program that well sketched that not only in a city, not only in any center of our country, you can join the uniformed forces, the Namibian Police, the Defence Forces, especially to any sport. The shooting now, we start with shooting also now. We are liaising with the Namibian Shooting Federation. We are starting now even with rugby. We are starting with cricket. At the police college also, we are looking on that. So swimming. So we are moving. Even we went to angling. We want to go that anyone, anywhere you are, as a Namibian, if you join the uniformed forces, national umbrella body, you are welcome. You just need to register, of course, so the formality and the legal way. Then you know your name, we know you take your picture, we register you, we bring it to the sport commission, these are the number. And that's part of our also, what we talk about NDP 5, our contribution as uniformed forces to the country. Our contribution, but the most important, what we look is not only to our member of the forces, is those kids in the street, those men and women who want to show their cases. Especially, I was talking about the security company. Those men who are taking care of our property. In their recreational time, now they have a chance to join us. Their managers, they have to take that opportunity now so we can come up with our game. Then we select the best team to challenge the national team.
Great. So I think moving on to the next level, I don't know how you would describe the vision of your organization. So maybe it also come with maybe you see some challenges in your way.
Yeah.
Just tell us a little bit about how you see the way going forward for you.
Thank you very much for the question, because I always say that is one of the most very important questions. You see, I'm sorry to say this, but the time the world have changed. And the time of improvising things, doing things without fact, or going to class and specializing in things, that world is gone. So one of the challenges what I see in Namibia, everybody here wants to be a coach. Everybody wants to be a trainer, everybody wants to be whatever. But we don't say no, but at least go for a course or study specializing. And also it's a time to, when we make decisions, let's call people who understand the subject. I don't say those who doesn't have qualifications, but I say why people are studying medicine is to specialize in medicine. So what the challenge is going on that you found in Namibia, this is my own perception and I see it, that everybody can say what he wants. We need to start saying we have a department where people specialize in sport, sit down and plan and do a macro cycle that for 4 or 12 or 30 years, it's my work according from the ground. And the challenge is that We can have a lot of departments. Many countries from, like in Spain, I was in Spain for 3 years. People, they don't have a lot of department. From the ground, they have initial school of sport, or we call it sports school. We need to support it because it's the base where kids can go to school and after school they can train. Need to be supported. Then the second category for 15, 16 to 17 years, there must be a category that there are people well specialized to work with those kids to continue. Then at a higher performance. Because you don't wait, the challenge is, as the question said, what I see, you are waiting us to qualify, but you don't help us when we are on the ground from the beginning. Doesn't make sense. This country is full of talent. We need also to have a program that people specialize biomechanically, biotype, physio. When we make a talent identification in the country, they are there to make sure that they do the correct. You cannot have a person who has 1 meter, then you say that he's a volleyball player. It doesn't work like that. Or basket player. There are more things need to be done, which is a person has to study and learn. Even in the management and sport commission, or wherever people, we need to have qualification, or we need to know or study and specializing in things. Things cannot just be done because I am a director, I am who, then I have to do it. No, you cannot be a coach of rugby if you are not specializing in rugby. The world has changed. Because I'm a director or because I'm a chief, because no, doesn't work like that. What is working on sport nowadays, you need to study it because it's a human body you are working with. Even in this gym we are seeing today, we need to know that when I'm working with a person of 40 years, it's not the same the person who have 20 years. Because it's a human body, the volume, the intensity, which you are working with a person, need to be well dosificated. The method of organization and control, all those things, technically, tactical, whatever, but I want just to say we need to specialize. We need to study, we need to do research. We need to know that the altitude of the country this time is good for athletes. We need to know this type of athletes who are living in the coast, their volume intensity doesn't compare with the one in the north, which is a good place for our athletes to concentrate. We don't need to go to Europe, for example. I can tell you, when I qualify a 3 boxer, I didn't go to any country. We qualify Javed Utoni, Desmond Kasutu, and Julius Indongo. In other countries, they went to Cuba, but we just trained here hard. We wake up early morning, and we win. So that is an example which I give. I say that the challenge here, we need to come up with a structure that really works in our Namibian way. Not in Australia, not whatever, the Namibian one.
Yeah, great. So just stay tuned. We have some interviews coming up with some of the other very well-known athletes that have been affiliated with the armed forces. We're talking about Jeremiah Nakatila, Julius Indongo, both very well-known boxers. And also with Beata Naigambu, 3-time Olympic road runner in a marathon. So just finally, from your side, is there anything else that you would like the nation to know?
Yeah, number one, thank you very much also again. Number one, thanks for the Inspector General of the Namibian Police, Lieutenant General Sebastian Aitota Ndaitunga, the police management, the chairperson, the deputy chairperson, all the regional sport officer. It's so important that if our leadership, they were not putting that efforts, that encouraging us, because it's also good. One thing, the most important thing is that the fitness of the police officer. As you see now, you see many police officers now, they are fit, they are strong. It's because they are involved in social league, in volleyball, netball, running, to keep their fitness. Apart from the basic fitness of a police officer, if you keep yourself busy with any co-sport, then it's the same way you are translating to maintain the level of fitness. Really, we thank them, the Commissioner General for Correctional Service, the Air Admiral, or if I'm not wrong, Phineas for the Namibian Defense Force. Due to their management on that, they make possible also that the uniform forces umbrella body to be a reality today. Without them, we could not. And really, thanks also for really to call us on the ground and ask us what really we think. That's mean a lot to us. It's really mean a lot because not everybody really do the question as you are doing to us.
So, Chief Inspector Kenneth Muatara, thank you very much.
Thank you
For coming in.
Welcome.
And looking forward to seeing your vision play out.
Thank you.
Right, next up with us we have Aaron Snyder, a well-known athlete, sprinter, running 100 meters, 200 meters, 400 meters. I've seen you run those distances in the same day, in the same competition. I don't know how you do it, putting up top performances like that. Welcome, Aaron.
Yes. Thank you so much for having me. I don't know how to say it. I think it's more from the crowd and the people around that gives you that energy, you know. So it's not easy doing all three sprints in one day, especially on a major championship, as you've seen. Even if you follow the Olympics, I don't think there's anyone that will attempt to do all of those events. So I would say it comes from the energy of the crowd and the people that are supporting the sport and myself.
So maybe tell us a little bit about athletics in the uniformed forces. Obviously a lot of success, a lot of names that you can mention of athletes that have reached big heights.
Yes. You see the uniformed forces it's not just in Namibia, it's in most of the countries like Kenya, US. So I would say that the backbone of the uniformed forces, the purpose of it is to semi-professionalized sports. So we have very talented athletes that have come through the ranks. We have the likes of Hilaria Johannes, who is a gold medalist for Commonwealth. We have Thomas Reinhold, who was just at the recent Olympics. We have the likes of Herunga Shipekapora, who was at the Olympics, I think, and World Championships. And Ichibire Kanjuka. We have the former female 100 and 200 meter record holders, which is Klobin Mayova, who still has the 60s or had the 60s indoors. So we have a lot of athletes that have come through the ranks of the uniformed forces. Unfortunately, I can't name the whole bunch because there's a lot of athletes that we have within the uniformed forces.
Yeah, just some of those that we spoke about. Maynard Kawanibi, who went to the 2016 Olympics in the marathon.
As well as Thomas Reinhold, who was at the current.
Lavinia Aitope, also a very good long distance runner. So do you have a lot of athletes? We mentioned those names now, but in as part of your club, and that do they encourage each other? Is it so? It's a community that.
Yes, we have a lot of athletes, and we have even younger athletes that are coming through. We have the likes of Sandro Dirgat, which you might know, who is a multiple national long jump champion, which is even young. We have Hatako Murere, upcoming sprinter. We have Jesse Urikop and stuff like that. So we have the older guys of the older generation that have done good for the sport, and we still have the new ones that are up and coming. So the camaraderie within the uniformed forces is very big because, as you know, it's a mixture of the three organs of the military, the police, and the correctional. So there's a lot of camaraderie within the uniformed forces.
Okay, so somebody that is doing athletics, would you encourage them to join up with your club?
Yes, because as you know, sport is all about discipline, and within us, the backbone of police, the NDF and correctionals focuses more on discipline. So I would encourage all the youngsters to come through and join our sports clubs, because we just don't have one club, which is Nampol. We have the correctionals as a club, we have the NDF as a specific club, and so on. So they are more than welcome to join our clubs and also try and make a name for themselves as the people that you have mentioned earlier.
So so from your experience, is there anything else that you would like people to know about your federation, about sports for the uniformed forces?
Yeah, actually, it's a federation that's still young. We're still growing, but the work that has been done has been for many years. So what I would like to give people out or tell them is that we are trying to strive to, like I said earlier, to semi-professionalize or professional sports, because what's the struggle or the challenges that we have within the country with youth is mostly with employment, and sports in general is a very expensive career. So we are trying to help athletes as much as possible. We don't necessarily promise any employment such and such, but when you join our clubs, we do help them in any form of means, whether it's logistics or stuff like that, and we encourage them to study on as well and to further their educations and stuff. So I just hope that those that are watching can come through and maybe join one of our clubs.
Good. Thanks a lot, Ernst. Thanks for coming in, and all the best in your career.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
With us needs little introduction, well-known boxer, Jeremiah Nakatila. Welcome, Jeremiah.
Thank you, thank you.
Long-time African champion, title holder, world title contender, also fought in the United States, made a name for himself there. So, Jeremiah, maybe just tell us a bit about how you started off in the Namibian Police Force and also in boxing.
Yeah, no, thank you for the opportunity. Speaking is Chairman Nakatila. I'm one of the boxer. Boxing, I've started boxing back in 2008 when I was at the high school. Is where I started boxing. Although it was not really, it was just something that I just get to influence others to do boxing. Like when we at the block, I call the guys, let's do boxing. So, but the real boxing started when I came to Windhoek, 2009, is where I asked where's the gym, and then I was directed, and I get to the gym and start training there until I get to know and understand boxing. So we start 2009 and become national team, part of the commerce team. We had the commerce team in early 2009, and then at the end we joined Nampol Boxing Club. So now we were representing Nampol from the end of 2008, and I mean 2009 to 2010. So we make big achievement with Team Nampol, and by then we were not employed. At the end of 2010, there was a recruitment, and then us being there as with Team Nampol, we were representing Nampol, although we were not a police officer. So the team, together with Chief Inspector Muatara and Inspector Jules Ndongo, they put us in to be part of the people that are going for recruitment, and that's how we were sent for training, police training, and then we become member of the force. We are proud of that, and boxing continued. We didn't stop boxing. We still continue boxing while even after we were employed, and also the government have looked after us, whereby some of us we were sent to Cuba, yes, for training camp, and then for more practice and exposure. Yes, that's part of the journey.
So could you maybe tell us a little bit about the armed forces contributed to your boxing career?
Yeah, being part of the force, it contribute more on my career, because when we talk about boxing, sometimes there's no it's not you find months can pass, and then you're just training, and then at least that if you are employed, you at least have something to eat. It's a bread on the table, so at least it can keep you in there. When you're hungry, sometimes you cannot really achieve or do better in sport. At least if there's something, or the government is looking after you, so at least you can be able to keep up the exposure of training and so forth. So it really helped me a lot being a member of the force, and at least doing sport, and we also allowed to go for training, and if we have a big match, We can also give an off day whereby we are not going to work. We are just focused on the training. So that's one of the best that I also experienced within the force. And yeah, it's good. If you are a member of the force and you are doing sport, you are also fit, in all condition, and it's also much of the discipline. When it comes to discipline, when you are a sport person, you are expected to be disciplined, and it's even more when you are a member of the force or a member of the uniform forces.
What is your current rank in the Namibian Police?
I'm a warrant officer now, and then in the Namibian Police. Yeah, that's my rank.
All right. Thank you, Jeremiah, for coming in. All the best in your boxing career, and we hope to see you in action soon and reaching new heights.
Thank you, thank you.
We can't wait to be together again. But until then, let's stay safe.
A few weeks ago, I would never do this on a Saturday morning. Back then, I was standing in line all day. Now it's just like that.
You are using the FNB banking app like I told you.
Girl, it saved my weekend. Now I can do all my banking on this.
Payments, transfers, checking statements.
Even opening accounts. Just like that. Oh, did I tell you what my husband did?
Even me, I want to save time with what's the name of the app?
FNB app.
Don't be left behind. Make the switch to the FNB app, online banking or cell phone banking, and change the way you bank to change your life. FNB, how can we help you?